Hello, friends of Sudoku, and welcome to an evil puzzle by websudoku.com. I copied it over here from their website. As you know, I prefer this user interface. Let's see what this one can do. I see two eights here, and they block over here. I see the 8 blocking down here, so this is an 8. We found our first digit. Let's see if we can find more. we better find more, otherwise this is going to be a very short video. A couple of 6s here, a couple of 3s here, a couple of 7s here. I don't really see any obvious singles. But here is a very nice intersection between a row and a column with quite a few givens. Let's see if that will give us anything. A 1, 2, 4, and a 9. We still need to find a 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a 6, 7, 8 here, so this is a 3 or a 5. There's a 6 and 8 here. There's a 6 and an 8 here. So this could be a 6, but there's also a possible 6 and a 7 here. But hang on, did I not say 3, 5, 6, 7, 8? 3, 5, 6. This is a 6 or an 8. And this cannot be a 6 or an 8 because of the 6 and an 8 in this box. This cannot be a 6 or an 8 because of the 8 and a 6 here. So this is a 6 or an 8, and this is a 6 or an 8. And because of the 8 here, this must be a 6 and this must be an 8. That wasn't quite obvious, but it's often helpful when we have this diamond shape, and especially if it's in the center of the board, because it does tend to rule out a lot of digits when we do a simple caveman style count. Look at this. This could be New York Times, couldn't it? Look at the 6, 8 here and the 6, 8 here and the 6, 8 here. They force a 6 and 8 to go up here. How beautiful. Because this limits what we can do in the top row, I think. Yes, because now we got this 5 blocking up here, we got this 5 blocking over here, making this a 5, and therefore one of these two must be a 5. Right? Right. Having found the 6 and an 8, we were still looking for a 5, 3, and a 7, I believe. There's a 5 here, and there's a 7 here, and there's a 3 here. Now I can't do anything with that, I think, at the moment. But I'm looking at the 4 blocking here and the 4 blocking up here. One of these is a 4. That also doesn't give me anything. But we do have the 6 and an 8 over here. And let's look at these 4 squares if they can give us anything. Yes, they can give us a 7. They can give us a 7 because the 7 blocks here, and these two 7s block here and here. So this is a 7. Now the 7 blocks down here, the 7 blocks over here, the 7 blocks over here, making this a 7. And now we have a 7 here, making these a 3 and a 5. The last two digits that we were missing in the center column. There's a 5 here, making this a 3, and making this a 5. Excellent. These are now a 2 and a 9. And that makes one of these a 2, because we got a 2 blocking up here. We got these 6 and 8s, and we got a 2 here blocking over here. So one of these is a 2, making this a 2, because we got a 2 blocking here and here. Nice. So for these 3 squares, we need to find a 3, 9, and a 1. We only have one digit in the grid, so that's not going to help us a lot. The 9 blocks here and the 3 could go anywhere here or here anyway. But what are these 3 squares? They have to be a 1, 3, and a 4. Ah, look at this, 3 and a 4 blocking, so this is a 1. We got the second one in the grid. These are now 3s and 4s. And one of these must be a 1. So can we do more up here? 6 and 8, 2, 5, and 9. A 5 must go up here somewhere. A 2, as I said, could go here or here, so it also could go over here some. So 2 and a 9 here. 1, 4. Hang on. 2 and a 9 here, and we got a 4 occupying a square in this block. Therefore, this must be a 4. So 2 and a 9 again. Now we are looking at a 1 and a 7. We got a 7 in the column, making this a 1 and this a 7. And therefore this now must be a 7. So back to the 6, 8. And now we are only looking for a 9, 2, and a 3 for these 3 squares. 3 must go here or here, and the 2 must go here or here. So the 9 is more interesting, but I don't think I can place it just yet. But I'm seeing something else. 2 and a 9 here, right? So this is a 2 and a 9. We got a 9 and a 2 here, so this can't be a 2 and a 9. Therefore, this cell and this cell must be a 2 and a 9. And that makes this square a 6, because that's the last digit missing in this column. These 2 6s block over here. These 2 6s block here and here, and therefore this must be a 6. A couple of 6s now here, and a couple of 6s now here. So, well, those are the only 6s we're still missing. 2 and a 9, 2 and a 9, 2 and a 9, not 2 and a 9, therefore 2 and a 9 here, making this a 1 and a. So this must be a 1. A 1, 2, and a 9 for these 3 squares. There's a 2 and a 9 blocking here, so this is a 1 here. Funny, I didn't notice that earlier. Anyway, across here we need to find a 4, 5, and an 8. There's an 8 here, and there's an 8 coming down here. So this is an 8, and therefore this is an 8. And remember the 6, 8 we had here? This is now an 8, and this is a 6, making this a 6. And we have all the 6s and 8s now. So a 2 blocking down here and a 2 blocking over here, making one of these a 2. Therefore, this cannot be a 2. It must be a 9. This must be a 2. This must be a 2. This must be a 9. These are still what? A 3 and a 4. And a 4 can go here or here. Can we get any closer to that? 4 here and a 5 here. 4 and a 5. Yes, we can resolve those because this square can't be a 5. This square can't be a 5. This square can't be a 5. This square must be a 5. Therefore, this cannot be a 5. It must be a 4, and this must be a 5. Now we have a 4 blocking up and a 4 blocking down and a 4 blocking across, making this a 4. And now we can resolve these 4s and 3s. These two now have to be a 1 and a 5. Well, we know that one of these is going to be a 5, right? Because we have a 5 blocking here. Now, this 5 blocks over here, so one of these must be a 5. Therefore, this cannot be a 5, and therefore, this must be a 5. And now we are looking for a 2 and a 9 here and here. And this can also be a 2. There must be something clever that we can do here, I think. I hope. Well, let's look at these 3 squares. 1, 2, and a 3. A 3 and a 2 coming down here, making this a 1. This is now a 2 or a 3. What's going on here? A 9 and a 7. We got a 7 blocking here, so this is a 9 and this is a 7. This is now a 1 and a 3. One of these is a 9 because we have these 2 9s blocking, right? Let me look at these 3 squares again. 3, 9, and 5. 3, 5 blocking here, so this is a 9. This is now a 1, making this a 1 and this a 1 and this a 1, and therefore this must be a 9, making this over here a 2. This also must be a 2, and this therefore a 2. This must be a 3, yes, of course. And now these two have to be a 9 and a 3. So these two now have to be a 3 and a 5. And this is a 3 or a 5. So let me instead look at the 5 blocking here, making this a 5. And now I know that this is a 5 and this is a 3, and therefore this is a 3. These two must be a 9 and a 4. We got a 4 blocking here. So this is a 9 and this is a 4. This must be a 9 and this must be a 3. That wasn't too hard for an evil puzzle, but good fun. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.